Hornet is one of my favorite games of all time. I am pretty sure that if you look up perfection in the dictionary, you will find this little bug. I know some people love the game for its challenge, but for me, Hornet is about the lore with NPCs saying so much, but also saying so little. The music which makes every location feel unique and memorable. You could close your eyes, listen to a track and visualize exactly where it belongs. I could go on and on about everything Hornet does right, but today I want to talk about one thing specifically. Something Silksong elevates, just not in the way you think. Let me ask you a question. What is your favorite Hornet boss fight? For me, this is the one. It doesn't matter if you are a gamer or not, this is fucking badass. I would always admire how they were able to nail a reskin because you already faced this boss before, except this time you are facing all three sisters at the same time. It is not the most challenging boss fight, nor is it the easiest. It is right there in the middle and will test your ability to adapt, your ability to track multiple things at the same time. It will make you dance. See, Hollow Knight has a certain flow, a certain rhythm, and when executed well, it feels like you are in perfect sync with the bosses. Not every single fight has a rhythm to follow, but most do. If I was to describe Silksong, I would say it's pure chaos. No, I'm just kidding. Some bosses also invite you to dance, but just not as often. One specific boss fight really caught my attention, the Cogwork Dancers. Now this is how Team Cherry shows you what they have been cooking for the past 7 years. Remember what I said about rhythm and bosses testing your ability to track and adapt and dance? Well, this boss fight does one thing no other does except the Sisters of Battle. The Cogwork Dancers will perform through 4 phases. Phase 1 is pretty basic. The dancers will move at medium speed, but always at the same time. What makes the dancers unforgettable is how their attack patterns feel like less random aggression and more like carefully choreographed steps in the performance. Their movements and jerky or chaotic. Each strike, dash, and twirl connects seamlessly to the next. When you dodge through their sweeping arcs, it feels like you are moving with them, not against them. You're not just fighting, you are being invited to participate in their dance. The rhythm of the fight creates an odd sense of harmony where your dodges and counters almost become part of their routine. Very few boss fights manage to make you feel like a partner instead of just a target, and this one does it masterfully. You also need to keep in mind that each dancer has its own health, which means you will only need to focus one of them at a time if you want to cut the performance short. They are quite easy to track until they start swirling, twirling or whirling. Then it feels like the game wants you to activate your Sharingan or something. But soon enough, there is phase 2. This phase is pretty much the same as the previous one, except this time we are dancing faster. The game is again trying to push your limits in order to create the ultimate performance. Land a few hits and you will find yourself in phase 3, where we up the ante once more. Except no. See, this is where Team Cherry pulled an Uno reverse and started playing tricks with your mind. The first phase was slow and easy to track. The second phase increased the overall pace of the performance without pushing you over the edge. However, phase 3 throws the rhythm you have been adapting to out of the window. The dancers are now moving out of sync, making your brain go in full-on panic mode. The rules are the same. You have to keep dancing, but it almost feels like the game wants you to change partners every 2 seconds. Also, the music changes with every phase transition. This is truly amazing and executed so perfectly. I don't know what to do. Should I hate the dancers or have the best time of my life? When it comes to overall difficulty, I would say it is right in the middle. I truly believe that the more you die, the more messed up your rhythm becomes and the more likely you are to die again. This is truly magnificent. Unfortunately, you will eventually beat phase 3 and this is where things falls apart. You have successfully defeated a dancer and the other one is still going. You know what they say, whatever happens, the show must go on. Except, why is this making me feel bad? Am I the villain? One thing is for sure, this doesn't feel like a victory. Silksong has this way of blurring brutality and beauty, and the Cogwork Dancers are a perfect example of that philosophy. They are deadly, yes, but they don't kill with rage or desperation, they kill with elegance, as though each attack is a rehearsed step in a performance that has been running for centuries. By fighting them, you are not just proving your skill, you are proving you can keep up with the tempo of their world. And when you finally land the last hit, the ending doesn't feel triumphant in the usual sense. It feels bittersweet, like watching the curtain fall on a beautiful, tragic performance that you were lucky enough to witness. The Cogwork Dancers immediately became one of my favorite boss fights in the game, and you could also see the similarities with the Sisters of Battle throughout the fight. In phase 1, you are only facing one sister, which is quite easy to follow. Then the other two show up and you have to get good. Sadly, they don't all die at the same time, but rather one at a time. By the time you eliminate one sister, the boss fight has completely lost its aura. Not only is it out of sync, but you can tell something is truly missing. It is crazy to think that in an alternate universe, you could have been facing all 4 sisters instead. But maybe, just maybe, that will be the highlight in the upcoming game, Hornet Pablo. But hey, we are not done talking about the dancers just yet. If you make your way to Verdania in Act 3, you will face the Clover Dancers. This fight will pretty much go the same way, except the music makes you feel sad and doesn't change with each phase. You will also have an easier time since you only have to hit one dancer. That is, unless you are using the Beast Crest. Don't judge me, I just really love the Beast Crest. No matter what crest you're using though, one thing is for sure, beating the boss does not feel like a victory. The way I see it, the Cogwork Dancers were the icing on the cake and the Clover Dancers give you the origin story or the icing. A very sad but rhythmic backstory. Visually, the Cogwork Dancers are stunning. Their design is a mix of mechanical elegance and unsettling humanity. Gears whirling beneath flowing movements, masks that almost look like faces. They don't simply attack, they perform. When they leap across the arena, it's not just a close distance, it is a dramatic gesture. The accompanying music turns the whole fight into a theatrical event, a rising, rhythmic score that echoes. Even the stage itself feels like a performance space, a backdrop of their deadly artistry. This fight commands respect. I don't know how to end this video, so I guess I'll tell you bye.